Hello, and a very good day to Dr. Harwati and my fellow friends. Today, we from group number 7 is going to present our Learning to Learn module for the subject Language Learning Strategies. First, let me introduce my group members, which consists of Dasmira, Sangeeta, Ashikin, Manisha, and Muilin. According to Oxford, language learning strategy or LLS are specific actions taken by the learner to make learning easier, faster, more enjoyable, more self-directed, and more transferable to new situations. LLS emphasize learners' autonomy as learners employ strategies for their learning. Significant focus has been placed on not just what to learn, but also how to learn. Teachers should take account of the various LLS to impart their English knowledge to learners. By tailoring their teaching methods, teachers are able to design suitable activities that align with these strategies, thereby enhancing students' learning experiences and language competency. In this Learning to Learn module, our team has designed three different activities for Year 2 pupils based on the topic The Old House, which are the first, Track to Memory, second, Our Old House Adventure, and third, Old House Exploration. We have chosen the Oxford 1989 model of language learning strategies by incorporating memory, social, affective, cognitive, and compensation strategy in our activities. This module aims to create a fun and meaningful learning environment to better support learners in their language acquisition journey.
Hi everyone, I'm Dasmira here. So now I'm going to explain about the first activity which is track the memory. First, we look into the strategy classification. There are few strategies that implemented in this activity. First, under direct strategy, the first one is memory strategy. People create mental linkages associating with imaginary. Second, compensation strategy. People guessed the flow of the incidents that took place in the old house intelligently using linguistic clues. Third, cognitive strategy. People practice speaking and describing their house in front of an audience naturalistically. People analyze the descriptions presented and think critically about what additional details or clarification they might need. The second type of strategy is indirect, which is social strategy. People ask questions for clarification. People cooperate with each other to listen to descriptions of their old house to one another, and people become aware of others' thoughts and feelings. Next is purpose. The purpose of this activity is to recall and describe their old houses using descriptive cues, adjectives, and prompts given. Second, to enhance language development through paired storytelling and group sharing. And the last one will be draw parts of their old house in the layout given, which is the layout will be given in the worksheet. And the main usage of the activity is to engage students in a structured process of recalling and describing their old houses using sensory cues and adjectives. And second will be to encourage active communication through paired storytelling, presentation, asking questions, and giving feedback. Steps. Teacher creates a list of prompts related to the topic My Whole House, which can be seen in Appendix 1. Describe your bedroom. Which location in your house was your favorite spot? Can you think of an unforgettable incident that took place at your whole home? Teacher instructs people to close their eyes and visualize their whole home using these prompts. And then Teacher uses descriptive cues to expand the visualization, which can be seen in Appendix 2. Imagine you are standing in front of your old house. Take a moment to picture the front door, the porch, and any familiar details of the exterior. Now, as you open the door and step into the living room, visualize the furniture arranged around you. Are they sofas, chairs, a coffee table? What about shelves, lamps, or any decorations? As you look around, notice the color of the walls. Are they painted a warm beige, a calming blue, or perhaps a vibrant red? Take note of any patterns or textures on the walls as well. Feel free to immerse yourself in this mental image, recalling as many details as you can about the furniture and wall color in your whole living room. Then, teacher assigns the students into pairs and asks them to describe their whole house to one another using the prompts as a guide, which can be seen in Appendix 3. First, describe the front of the whole house. What color was it? Did it have a backyard or garden? Second, what did your bedroom look like and is it spacious? Which parts of your bedroom do you find most favorite? Third, describe the kitchen. What was the best food you ever had there? Fourth, did you own any animals in your previous house? Where did they spend most of their time? Fifth, could you share an unforgettable memory or incident that took place at your house? Sixth, what was your opinion of your old house? Why did you find it special? Seventh, did your previous house have any unusual or fascinating features, such as a large staircase or a secret room? Eighth, who lived in your previous house? Tell about your best moments spent there with them. Using these prompts, the students have to describe their whole house to one another. The teacher urges the students to be as specific as they can be and clarify anything unclear by asking another questions which are relevant to the topic. Next, teacher provides a list of adjectives for the pupils to use for descriptions, such as big, small, tall, short, wide, narrow, old, new, colorful, plain, cozy, spacious, neat, messy, clean, dirty. The teacher selects the pupils randomly to present their descriptions to the class. Teacher encourages pupils to ask questions and give positive comments. After the section, the teacher distributes worksheets to the pupils to complete, which can be seen in Appendix 5. People draw the parts of their whole house in the layout given. Lastly, pupils are given with the evaluation form with 5 questions where students need to color the yes or no symbols. The first question is, did using imaginary technique enhance your descriptions of your whole house? Second, did you enjoy visualizing and talking about your whole house? Third, did sharing with your partner help you remember more details? Fourth, did asking questions to your partner help you gain new insights or details about their whole house? Fifth, did listening to your classmates' stories inspire memories or insights about your own old house? And then there's one more part where students need to rate their experience with the track the memory by ticking the answer. Variation. The track the memory activity can be adapted to any other topics, for example, friends. So on the topic friends, teacher can provide with some cues that are relevant to specific moments or qualities of friendship that evoke memories and emotions such as the sound of laughter, the feeling of camaraderie, or the warmth of shared memories. Open ended prompts can be offered to stimulate reflection and storytelling about friendships. For example, teachers can ask pupils to think about a memorable moment they shared with a friend and describe the scene, the emotions involved, and what made it special. This activity can be used for any other levels where people need to give their description about a topic. Can be any topic as well. For higher proficiency level, uh, More difficult adjectives can be provided for the students to use for description, and it can be challenging for them as well.
Okay, the title of our next activity is Our Whole House Adventure. So, as for the direct strategy, we have come up with two. First one is compensatory strategy, where the students use other clues like visual aids to support understanding. And then number two, memory strategy. The students repeatedly practice the jazz chant to memorize the vocabulary. And then as for indirect strategy, effective strategy where the students engage in a fun and creative activity to enhance the motivation and reduce the anxiety. Students also practice the jazz chant together as a class and sharing the pop-up houses. And then the second one is social strategy, where the students practice the jazz chant together as cooperating with others. It fosters the peer learning and also the interaction with one another. Okay, there are two purposes of this activity. First one is students able to learn vocabulary related to part of a house. And then number two, students write sentences using the vocabulary. And then the main three usages of these activities. First one is this helps the students thoroughly understand and remember vocabulary related to parts of a house. And student can physically manipulate and visualize the vocabulary. So this reinforces their learning. And students can also express their creativity by making these learning experiences more personal and memorable. These are the steps on how to conduct this activity in classroom. Okay, at first, teacher introduces a jazz chant that includes vocabulary words, and then teacher shows the phrases on whiteboard. Students practice the chant together as a class and also repeat it several times until the students feels comfortable. Then the teacher gives each student a worksheet that designed for creating a pop-up house, and then students cut along the designated lines on the worksheet to create the parts of the house. Students also use the cutout parts to assemble and complete their pop-up house as instructed by the teacher. And then students color and list out the parts of the house, for example, door, windows, roof, and walls. Once the pop-up house are completed, each student will get sentence scripts and then students write simple sentences for each part of the house. For example, this is the door. I look out the window. The roof is red. At last, students share their pop-up houses and then read their sentences to the class. Okay, this is the evaluation. Student needs to fill up this emoji exit ticket. First, student need to circle the emoji that best represents how they feel after the lesson and also explains why they chose the emoji and also write down one question that you like answered in the next lesson. The variation as follow proficiency students, teachers model the entire activity step by step before having students try it on their own. Teachers also can provide sentence starters for writing sentences about the house parts. For example, this is the, so students need to complete the sentence. And then for high proficiency students, teachers can extend their writing. For example, teachers can encourage students to write more detailed and descriptive sentences about their pop-up houses. And also, teachers can ask the students to write a short story or a paragraph that includes the vocabulary words that describes a day in their house.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So today I am sharing with you an engaging and interactive learning activity. Our third activity, the All House Exploration. This activity is designed to help pupils to engage with the story, the All House, through various direct and indirect strategies. The first direct strategy is the memory strategy, where pupils complete a simplified vocabulary worksheet by matching picture of parts of the house with the correct words. This helps pupils to create mental linkage between images and vocabulary. Next, we have cognitive strategies, where the pupils repeat key vocabulary words to practice their pronunciation and spelling with teacher guidance. They also draw their favorite part of the story and write a simple sentence about it. This combination of activities helps to reinforce their understanding and language skills. Moving on to the indirect strategies, we start with the effective strategy, where the pupils share their favorite part of the story in a small group and which helps them to practice speaking and listening skills while expressing their emotions and preferences. Lastly, the social strategy, which involves pupils working in pairs to create a simple drawing of the old house and label it with the key vocabulary words. This promotes cooperation and collaborative learning. The purpose of this activity is to encourage pupils to engage deeply with the story The Old House. By exploring story elements and vocabulary through interactive and collaborative activities, we aim to foster a deeper understanding and enjoyment of the learning process. Here are the steps involved in the Old House exploration activity. First, the teacher will introduce the topic of the day. And the next is the teacher checks people's previous knowledge by showing pictures of different houses and asking simple questions such as what can you see in the picture and what color is the roof, and then do you like the house, which house do you like the most, something like that. Next, the teacher will read the story The Old House aloud using gestures and pictures to add understanding. Teacher will introduce key vocabulary words with pictures and ask pupils to repeat them. Pupils work in pairs to match pictures with vocabulary words in a worksheet, and each pair will present one of the vocabulary words to the class. Pupils will then draw their favorite part of the story and write a simple sentence about it. Pupils work in pairs to create a drawing of the old house, and each pair will present their drawing to the class and explains one feature they included. Pupils share their favorite part of the story in small groups, and the pupils will vote on the most colorful drawing and receive small prizes as a reward. The evaluation of this activity is very straightforward, whereby pupils are asked to color a face emoji in the evaluation form to express how the strategy actually fit with the task, and they also rate the activity with 1 to 5 stars. And this feedback actually helps to understand pupils' engagement and identify areas for improvement. The All House exploration activity is versatile and can be adapted to other stories that interest people, such as the haunted house or the new house. It is suitable for lower primary pupils and can be modified for different proficiency levels. For higher proficiency pupils, the writing task can be expanded to include more complex sentences and description.
In conclusion, the OHAS module offers a multifaceted approach to teaching and learning that engages pupils through interactive storytelling, hands-on activities, and language skill development. By incorporating various elements, this module promotes essential learning to learn skills. For Activity 1, it can engage pupils in sensory experiences, foster their creativity, and create a dynamic and interactive learning environment for the pupils. By focusing on the sensory details, pupils can develop a deeper understanding of how the descriptive language can appeal to the senses, making their writing more engaging and immersive. This activity can also encourage pupils to tap into their imagination and personal experiences, fostering their creativity and originality in their description. Pupils can be exposed to a wide range of adjectives in this activity, thus this can enable them to express themselves more precisely and vividly. For Activity 2, the gestures involved in this activity can let the pupils have the opportunity to chant the vocabulary words or the phrases in a fun and engaging way, which will help them in the retention. The repetition helps to reinforce their memory and strengthens their vocabulary recall over time. Besides, learning through gesture can also encourage active participation and engagement. It it can also encourage creativity and personalization as pupils create the pop-up houses. Engaging in the hands-on activities like this will foster active participation and help pupils to connect with the learning process in a meaningful way. Pupils can also use the descriptive language and complete the sentences to convey their ideas about each part of the houses effectively. When the pupils share their pop-out houses and sentences with their peers, it will also provide the opportunities for peer collaboration and feedback, allowing pupils to learn more from each other's ideas and perspective. The peer feedback sessions can also help pupils to identify their own strengths and areas for their improvement in their writing. Thus can help them to promote their self-reflection and growth. For activity 3, through the activity of reading the old house aloud to the class, can encourage pupils to actively listen and engage with the narrative. By using the visual aids such as the picture or the illustration, can help in the understanding and enhance the comprehension of pupils, as reading the story will allow the pupils to make connections between the text and the images. In addition, incorporating gesture and body language while reading the story can also reinforce their key concepts and actions in the story. Besides, a pupil can also visually represent the interpretation of the story, enhancing comprehension and critical thinking skill as they consider the key elements and details of the scene. And this will also help in their memory retention, as pupils will associate the visual images with specific parts of the story. When the students need to write a simple sentence describing the scene that depicted, this will definitely reinforce their language skill and provide the practice in sentence structure, grammar, and also the phrases or the words used. By incorporating the OHAS module into the curriculum, the educators can definitely create a dynamic learning environment that cater to diverse learning styles of the pupils. Thus, this will help to promote the active participation and also empower pupils to become confident and proficient learners.